Like humans looking damaged, but yeah, they're on the bed and everything. Oh my God, so rigorous. Yeah. Exactly. That's what I was going to say. You are validating them then, while at the same time saying, they don't exist. There's like party like like my father was like he very realistic man, but like
How were the ferns? Really short ferns if you're adding them to the short ferns.
Okay. Hello. Hello, Steve. Hello, 1, 2. A hen, a doe, fáilte rómh. Hello, Steve. Fáilte rómh go léir chuig go bhélas, Miss Julie. You're us in Sulla Fada, so be patient with me, please, if I forget exactly what I'm doing. So we're going to have our 5-word challenge to start with. Is there anyone here for their first time? Yeah. Oh, lovely. Welcome. Welcome. And someone else here? Okay, welcome. So, so we always start with the 5-word challenge, okay? I should mention that there is a bit of a problem with the till at the bar. So if you're paying in cash, you can do so, but it'll just be patient, please. It's all about patience tonight. I think card is straightforward, but if it's cash, I think they might have to run downstairs. But you'll be looked after, don't worry, but it's a little bit complicated. So we're going to start with the 5-word challenge. And then the second part of the night, we're going to have our guest poets. Kearney A will be with us online, and we have Máire and Bhriain in the room, so we're looking forward to hearing you. Fáilte rómh, Bhriain. So with the 5-word challenge, you, the audience, calls out 5 random words. You get the opportunity, roughly 15-20 minutes, to write a poem. It has to include all those 5 words. It can be as long or as short as you like. And then began deishigut an dán a rointling. So you'll have the option is a winner, and there's a fabulous prize. We have 3 fabulous books. One of them is the latest edition of Howl, which is absolutely beautiful, Roisin, and it's lovely to see so much Gaeilge in there as well. Fair play to you, even. And there's 2 other lovely books there as well, and you'll also get a drink of your choice from the bar, or if you're online, you can take a lovely drink. Just find me Bhriain. Right, so cúig go lever dul. Text. Go on, good Patricia.
Your blood from that.
Oh, we've words from online. We've got blood, am I right? Text, blood.
Oh, she's changed her mind.
She's changed her mind. I liked
Skin.
blood. Okay, skin.
Mass as in MEIS.
MEAS. So the Irish word, is it? Okay, lovely. So there's a word mass, oscoilga, MEAS. It can mean respect. It can mean a lot of things, kind of respect or confidence in someone. Is there another meaning that I'm probably... There's probably loads more. Yeah, so mass, MEAS. But if you wanted to use the English version, you could say receive. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Will I going? So we've got text, mass, skin, car, gur mágad. So sin Kerakeen, text, mass, skin, car. Seal, like, okay, seal, SEAL, and you can use whatever meaning you like of that. So Sinead, I don't think I said, it's yourselves that determine the winner of the competition by your reaction. So all the oohs, the ahs, the claps, the laughs, the cries, the whoops, whatever. So yeah, we'll be gauging that. Okay. Okay. The what? Yeah. Oh yeah, I said that. Yeah. I did, didn't I? I did. Yes, love.
Is there like a structure or like a length that's
Just reasonable, I suppose. Yeah. That can be as short as you want, but like obviously, yeah, you're not going to be reading up here for 20 minutes. Like, you don't have time to write something that long anyway.
The last word is SEAL.
SEAL, seal. Yeah. Can I relive? Gorgeous. So we'll give you another couple of nomade there, okay? Just a few minutes to finish your works of art. Right, so Bogamida Raig. I should also say as well that just to be aware that this event is recorded and will be you can revisit it as an MP3 podcast and on video via Ovail's website, social media and Vimeo channels, vimeo.com/Ovail. So I will leave the mic open to whoever would like to come up and share their poem. You might tell us your name as well before you read your poem, please just say your name. And as I said, it's yourselves are the judges of the best poem. Yeah. Brilliant. We have Massimo. Massimo, I believe you were in Cork.
He's here.
Oh, hiya. But why can't I see him up there?
Because he hasn't come on yet.
Hey,
All
hey.
right. Is he there? I don't see him.
Can you hear me okay? Oh,
Hi,
wonderful.
Massimo.
Yes. Oh, so glad, honored to be here as always.
Yeah, and I'm sorry I missed you, Massimo. I know you were in Cork recently.
Oh, it was
and I wasn't able to-
incredible. I was so happy to be there. It was really, truly amazing. So I had to.
So
yeah,
you're
sorry
going to
to
share
miss
your
you too.
5-word poem. You're the first person on the mic, so good man. Best of luck. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. So, language is much more than text on paper for decoding. A word cannot be truly grasped unless it's heard when it's spoken. Language is much more than a vessel for controlling. It's like a car with no owner that's too public to be stolen. Like a bottle that can open with a seal that stays unbroken. Language is a second skin we step inside to keep unfolding. And at a point where humans can connect, where understanding brings respect. Mas. Thank you.
Gurmil Margaret, Massimo. Gurmil Margaret. Brilliant. So that's the first brave person up. Anyone else?
Skin on skin, blood on blood, dandering in your car, seeing fate. Don't take me home. This heart is too far. Notwithstanding the malice I have overboard. Reduced to watching the text of this conundrum, falling on the screen of this accident. Skin on skin, blood on blood. The comfort of the car is mass in itself. Textual though it is, crying for recognition. Wanting to see a face is fine by me.
Margaret, Patricia. No doubt we have plenty more. Next up we have Sulu.
Thank you, Julie. Turned out fierce dark somehow. And it's not autobiographical, just to let you know. I'm kind of, there's a couple of titles going on here potentially, so Lost or Winter Plea or something like that. Thin skin, blue glimmer of a screen reflects the text I type to you in my glasses. Sealed into this metal body, I'm safe here from the weathers. In the quiet, I speak up. Try to wake your respect for me with all that's left of mine. Please let me come home. Winter is so.
Lovely, Sue. Thanks a million. Hey. I'm trying to gauge people's height as they're walking towards me. Adjust the mic. What's your name again? Sorry. Adrian? Yeah. Okay.
I'm only reading so that my friend will feel pressured to read. Wait until the end and see if you still think that. Holding my breath, my head goes under. There is a kick in the chest, my scalp on fire. The water, when dried, will leave its contour lines of salt. It is text on my skin. She pulls at my shoulder, drags me up. I have no mask for that, she says, submerging myself. We walk back, and it creeps down around our ankles. But as we wait, the water laps up, climbs over our knees, and reaches up as a dog might, or a child. I am a ladder. I am a bag of grass clippings piled into the car. The sweet smell of green fat summer, stamping a seal.
Caithfidh go bhfuil cúpla dán eile ar leid. There's always a few more, plenty more. We've only had 4. We have Jeff online. Next month's guest poet,
That's
I
right.
believe.
Yep.
Look this way. Hi, Jeff.
I'll be standing where you're standing, more or less. Okay.
Woohoo! Brilliant.
Okay.
Take it away.
I have a lot of mass for a circus star who taught his pet seal how to drive a car. I read all about it in some online text titled, "You Won't Believe What Happened Next." The story told about private driving classes, the kind that virtually no animal passes. The seal was enrolled and had practiced for years as pedestrians panicked, all rife with fears. "Are you nuts?" they all shrieked. "Give up! You can't win!" But the circus star happened to have very thick skin. He ignored them, and the seal passed the final test. With a driver's license, it was eventually blessed. And to this very day, you can see the seal in a fancy BMW behind the wheel. There we go.
Brilliant. Good meal, Margaret, Jeff.
May or may not be based on a true story.
Okay, so I'll let someone else take the mic. Gerbla.
Dog poem. What is this text? Living or smelly? I have a skin infection from a tattoo I was too scared to get. White gauze covers my heart, and my dog chews chewing gum. And when it spits it out, I steal this horrible seal of spittle affection and I use it. I use it to hold the car door closed so I can uncover my blank, fuzzy, infected tattoo and stare and stare and take acres of meaning from my hairy blank armpit. And I can smell all the sweat beads from it and luxuriate in it and let my dog lick it agus amach der chacharán na fána mintin, is skriabam a smuinte, is skrile le linte, is briente, is a cahav me fiopus a duga fian galis, is schlieka me chul iaclug, is dóibhsiúd nach féidir a vas, cad a dedam, tá ma farsan tocht lianta les lacher. To know how much worse I get when I let myself go into guttural sounds and escape from these roundabout words that I'm drowning, and I'm using my dog's chewing gum as a way out of total incoherence and mining my mental disappearance for your attention to all my details when all I really need you to do is to inspect my dog's back teeth and my back teeth and tell me, what's your mass on that?
Fair play that, Gerbla. Mahu online, I believe. Any minute now?
Yes, can you hear me?
We can, loud and clear.
All right, thank
Thanks,
you.
Pam.
Okay, on December 11th, 2020, in Murray Hill, New York City, a car drove into a Black Lives Matters protest, injuring 50 protesters and hospitalizing 6. Intent for harm or texting an impossible excuse. Their human skin containing around 4 million touch receptors, centimeter of skin, screen mass. the streets sealed in white, black, and brown skin, bloodied red. Thank you.
Gurb míle má good Pam. Fantastico.
The title is There's No Respect After Work. Another rush hour at the end of the day. Ciara sits in her car, whistling the last rock song from her favorite artist, mentally giving the finger to the drivers, unable as usual to signal their direction. Third one in 30 minutes. I know, we all want to go home, get a bit of rest, but oh my God, did your mom ever tell you not to text and drive? What an idiot. Apparently not, she didn't. Put that phone away and look ahead. Heart racing, skin turning red from the scare, she focuses back on her watch later option, of which a documentary on seals or finishing Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. Hogwarts is getting ready for the fight. Pretty sure she'll share the giggles of Maggie Smith saying, I've always wanted to use that spell. Time to rest your wands, please. Rest in peace, Professor McGonagall. We'll miss you.
So I put the Irish word in the title, no mass. Soon I can have a car. Soon I can have a car that will drive me as I text. My skin plump like a 5-year-old, like a baby seal shaved of its white fur, balancing on a rock in the wide, fathomless sea.
Gurb míle má, Rosie. Hey. And it's your first night at Ovale, is it?
It is, yeah.
Fair play to you. What's your name? Sorry.
Bhriain. I'm the
Bhriain.
friend.
Okay. The friend.
The
Thank
friend.
you.
That's the name of the poem. Hills fading, night sky looming, closer we near, your car to a halt. Here I am ready. Ready to don your chosen mask, ready to recite the hymns of your people. Their words, their customs. When I'm not even allowed to wear my own skin. You there with no mask, ready to erase me like scribbled text. Lock me away in a love letter that you'd seal with a kiss. Showing everyone, feigning to the world that you can love when we both know you don't really care.
Gurb míle má, good Bhriain, and well done on reading your first night especially. Hopefully you'll come back for more. Gurb mágat. Anyone else? Good man, Cedric.
Yeah, this one is inspired by the spirit of Halloween, because it is the season. The two glowing headlights in the night without stars, purring like a cat, the idle car haunting the parking lot, lone mechanical animal. Abandoned, it waits for someone to approach, like every year, for a new prey, whom, under the pretext of rumors, word of mouth, odd website, or spam text. Sorry, page issue. Word of mouth, odd website, or a spam text will approach. There, it will be a rodeo, the conclusion already written. One person with a lamp will come to claim the free prize. A brand new car just for you if you dare. Enter it, tame it, do not mind the math. Somewhere must be written that spelling is key to spell. Math is written on the seal made of skin, closing a bottle thrown on the back seat. The curious and greedy nightly adventurer will pay no mind to the spirit, unaware of his grave ever. He will enter the vehicle, never to be seen again, nor spoken of, forgotten, after a morbid ride. Next year, when it appears, with his glowing eyes in the dark, purring, mechanical, fatal.
Well, Bhriain Máire, Cedric. It's amazing how people interpret the same words so differently, isn't it? It really is amazing. Fab. Anyone from this corner, lads? Colini? Ian? Ah, sure, go on, Lauren.
So there's no title yet for this mad thing, and I can barely understand my own handwriting, so we're all in for a riot. Okay. In the car on the school run, the kids breathe ice in the back seat while I sink into the warmth of my heated seat. A man walks his dog across the street and is clear as the crystal, still hugging the grass. I see his shadow as that of a seal, perhaps a black-tipped gull or oyster catcher stalking the surf. I watch the bird chase the seal into the park until behind comes a honk, louder than a Canadian goose, and I realize I've missed the green. Now, I've no mass on magic, but children must school and cars must go. So, and on the way I see a grey elephant on the ground, trumpeting at a flight of rabbits, chasing kids on scooters up the cherry blossom-lined hill to the school, where I park, trying to ignore the shadows of a riot of creatures twirling as if to twist themselves off their human skin. At the door to the school, I kiss my tiger and flamenco goodbye, watch them slink past the giraffe, squirting out doses of hand sanitizer, return to the car where I belatedly read the text of the weather warning, cautioning me that the sky may be wild today.
Bhriain Máire, Lauren. So there was a few more. Good man. Phil Spillane, knew when he came in with a minute to go, so for play.
Thank you. A few mistakes, but anyway, we'll go with it anyway. I'm up here. This is for Road Safety Week. Anyway, the sky was a silky seal skin, stretched from the edges of dawn to sunset. I felt I was salmon. It swims through the countrysides, wedged through fields shadowed in pitchness. In silence, my phone illuminates a text for some exo interference. I do not react. I can't. I have massive respect for the road and headlights.
Oh, fabulous, Phil. Bhriain Máire. Hey, Bernadette. Yeah, over the door. Sorry, Catherine.
My name is Catherine.
Not Bernadette.
It's not my first time here, I have to say. Shock horror. My fifth husband left by text. So I thought to myself, who could be next? I missed a little skin to skin, so I gave dating sites more than a spin. Good hair and teeth might seal the deal, bottles of bubbly and a nice set of wheels. I sent hundreds of messages ending his Michel and Mass. He who would reply Oscuelga would be top of the class. Pictures landed in my inbox from near and from far, but nothing surpassed Crohur in his car. Niling Glustan, Glustan Fain, vroom vroom.
Bhriain Máire, Catherine. Seamus, there's plenty of seats there.
No, I'm only sitting.
Come on, there's plenty of seats there as well.
STAN will do you.
You're not Bernadette?
No, definitely not, and I don't need the full name. So carrying on from a couple of surreal things and Catherine's hilarious one, let's go to the dark side. With hindsight, my grieving began with a late night text. It was a Sunday. I was asleep. 5 hours in, REM on the horizon, and the stereo, which was still humming gently when I was roused. Revealed the album was on, not their best work, but a perfect vibe when an early night is needed. And it was that Sunday. Mass in the morning had to be attended. You don't say farewell to a lifelong friend every day. The text simply said, condolences. He was a gent, and he was. But it's hard to keep that at the forefront of your mind when you've recently touched leather-like skin, shade of yellow you'd normally associate with urine. Harder still, when the rope-burned scarring, evident despite the high-neck shirt, has burned its image on your inner screen. Impossible, when the hole that tore itself from his mother's heart and throat, as his whisker basket was sealed, continually echoes in your ears. But that text reminded me, and I knew immediately watching Gus being slipped into a funeral car again tomorrow would be manageable. Not okay, but manageable. I have a vague notion that I smiled as I settled back on my pillow. Think I laughed as an old film of Gus, Kino-like before we had Kino, charging from box to box in Everton Park, his naturally permed hair flailing over his broad shoulders, drifted into my mind. And I'm certain I whispered, respect, old friend, as sleep and reveal merged, and I stepped back on the road to REM.
Give me the market stand. Daniela. Go on. If you're thinking of doing it and you're like, oh God, I'd recommend do it because you regret it when you go home. Good man yourself. Hey. What's your name? Sorry. Colin. Good man. Well done.
My lines are very jumbled up, so I don't know if I'll make mistakes or not. Oh yeah, thank you. I break open the seal on the chest, exposing the things that lie inside. It's a scary thing, this, to expose the skin of one's back. Your hesitation tells on you, I am a hieroglyph. We sit as the car engine hums, both checking texts we know we've both read before, unsure of whose turn it is to move. I respect you too much to cry here. We'll play pretend instead, exchange platitudes, until all this can be stored away again.
Mahou Colin, bring me along to it. Fair play to you. A lovely 5-word challenge. Is it over? It's not over yet, is it? Go on, sure, go on. Hi, what's your name, please?
Ask her to spell first. I'm the one with the unspellable name. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, my poem is called, doesn't really have a title, does it? But like a selkie of sorts. The seal skin I left at the bottom of the chest is on its last legs. I pull it out, inspect it, sniff it, throw it away, or rather fold it back where it doesn't belong. My former speckled skin attacks my nostrils, prods at my comfort. Who needs a cold, wet sea in this day and age? In bold text on and up the wall of the drying shed is disappointment, lethargy. Sorry about the late reply is Michel Lemess. What can I say? I got carried away. Thank you.
Drove me a mark up and move there. Hey, Antonio. Brilliant.
I have been able to write this poem very quickly and hope you enjoyed. It's called Epiphany. 2 lights in the car, purple sky, under the skin I hold the taste of the wind. A text from my grandfather, Miss, and suddenly all the sunsets go down in the salt, as a seal in the ocean. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you, Antonio. Right, last chance now, lads. Anyone else? Okay, before I announce the winner, thank you very much for your poems, everyone. Everyone's contribution is just absolutely beautiful. Gurmila Magov. And I'll also have the open mic list here. If you want to read something at the end of the night on the open mic, this will go around during the little break we're going to have soon. So just throw your name down on that if you want. As I said, it's yourselves that determine the winner, and there was quite a few poems got a beautiful response. The poem that got the loudest, the biggest, the most impressive response was that of Gurmlas, so Bhriain last shot the new stage. The word of this last. Mom van. Tony Liverish, yeah. I know, I was like, Jesus, she knows.
Dog poem. What is this text? Living or smelly? I have a skin infection from a tattoo I was too scared to get. White gauze covers my heart, and my dog chews chewing gum. And when it spits it out, I steal this horrible seal of spittle affection and I use it. I use it to hold the car door closed so I can uncover my blank, fuzzy, infected tattoo and stare and take acres of meaning from my hairy blank armpit. And I can smell all the sweat beads from it and luxuriate in it and let my dog lick it. Agus amach shacharán le fána mínte na scríoba ma smaointe a scíre le línte is brianta is a cahabh ma fiepa sa dúga fiangeal is a slíocha ma chúl íocla agus dóibh siúd nach féidir a bheas cad a denim. Tá ma farsantacht líonta le slachar. Slach is a dirty word, because I need you to know how much worse I get when I let myself go into guttural sounds and escape from these roundabout words that I'm drowning, and I'm using my dog's chewing gum as a way out of total incoherence and mining my mental disappearance for your attention to all my details when all I really need you to do is to inspect my dog's back teeth and my back teeth and tell me, what's your mass on that? You're welcome.
And that's how you write a 5-word poem. Cogordigus leat, Gurmla. So Togmi sus cuig no made, quick break, 5-10ish minutes before our guest poets are going to take to the mic. So Slán Tamil.
As I say, even the past innocence. I bought these books today. They're great. I love them, but they're not stockings. I'm like, it's not fair. Like, these are fab. I wouldn't say they're coming out. They're fab.
Tomorrow at 7. Tomorrow at 12.
That's the way I was there, wasn't it?
Several times then once you get beginning, can be read the now it's only 2 years.
In the library, and my friend and myself, we went, and it was amazing reading by yourself. I followed her on and Ava.
And it was my first time meeting with so many people I know. Yeah, it's your first time there. So many people I know, from UCC.
Thursday, I'm off. I'm going to
just kind of disappeared. But that's so young. I didn't know that well. No, I didn't.
Never been there.
Person.
But you didn't do a lot of readings with her.
No, I never met her.
Oh, that's kind of good. I did. I knew her well, all right. We dedicated our last house to him.
Yeah. I'd say he touched a lot of people.
And then,
also the stream and there was a bit
Someone a bit more interesting. That's multi-dimensional.
But I thought the readings were brilliant. And I wanted it. I never leave a reading early, and I never arrive late. But it was, I really wanted to go, and I had to.
I'm sure that I didn't even register any of that. That's fine. You know yourself.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
And Marie Coffey. As well. Marie Coffey. She died. So you're going to announce it in a while. I didn't know her just through
they had,
but she was sick with cancer.
there, but
I'm sorry,
I thought you might know her, but I knew that. You know her face. She's a lot of work.
Once I see her face, I would know.
Do you want Constantine? Do you want to go at the start or the end? Here? Is it Constantine? Constantine, perfect, yeah. It'll be like maybe 1 hour, maybe what time is it now? 9:30. Oh, it will be like 10:30. 1 hour.
1 hour?
Yeah, yeah. Is that okay?
No, not like, not the whole.
Are you going to do something? It's on there now. So. Brilliant. Throw your name down wherever you want. Yeah. It's a long 5 words, right? Brilliant. Thanks a million. Hi, how are you? You might as well be. I remember your face. Were you at the Winter Warmer a year or two ago?
I was Winter Warmer last year.
Was that last year?
Yeah, I run the last.
Brilliant. Yeah, I'll have to try and get to that sometime. I don't venture out very often.
So much stuff on. In the
I
evenings.
just go to bed early, to be honest.
Oh, that's what
Terrible.
I do.
I have to get up stupid o'clock. I have to get up really early, so.
Like I'm working cafe and Philip Wharf now, and it's like, unless I have the energy by 6 o'clock, it's like there's no sitting down. I was like, tonight I'm cooking dinner, I'm going to the O'Vale. If I sit down for 5 minutes,
Yeah, fair
I'm
play to
fucked.
just keep going, keep going. And come here, when is the next one on?
The last tomorrow. Yeah. Well, it's every 2 weeks.
It's every 2 weeks. I do try and keep up online with you. So are you on Instagram?
Yeah.
I'm going to find you now. And is it the loft? Is it the what?
The underground loft.
The underground loft. Maybe I do. My name's Julie Goo, by the way.
Oh, I think you do.
I do a lot of stuff myself. I don't. The only time I go out these days is when I'm doing the gig myself, which is awful because I'm working. Do you know what I mean? But
It's the same with me as well. It's my own stuff.
Yeah.
Everything else, I'm tired.
Yeah.
But I have to, even if I'm going out for a pint, I'm sitting in.
But you're really young. I'm like a mom and stuff. Do you know? I'll have a look here. I think I am. The underground loft. Should be enough. I'll find you.
That's like a weird freeze thing going on.
Okay. Alright, I'll find you and I'll get them.
This side, isn't it?
How are you? How are you keeping? Great.
Completely casual attire, different from the high style. You always, oh, you're very stylish.
This is my new style.
Is it? Oh, good. Any style doesn't matter because you see it. Yeah. Good. Yeah, I missed a lot of events, but so. Hopefully now again. So pretty much for 10
This is front of here. So it's 3 nights
and then like even tonight now we're doing some
Hi guys, we're going to move on there with the evening. I'll let you settle down. How are Okie dokie. So I have the open mic list here. It's not too late. Do we take a quick break between this and the open mic poll? Is there still a break there, yeah?
There is, yeah.
Okay, yeah, thanks. So, big chance to go to the animachar list to Shin Moss me and that again, Tommy. Okay. I have a list of announcements. Okay. So just bear with as I go through them. I've already said that this evening is recorded, so you're all aware of that. An important, I suppose, feature as well is the fact that we aim to maintain a safe space for writers and all attendees. We subscribe to the Arts Council Equality, Human Rights and Diversity Policy, and we ask participants to report any offensive behaviour to OVE. So it's with a heavy heart that I just want to let people know, you probably are aware that poet Máire Coveney recently passed away. She was a great friend of OVE and no doubt a personal friend of some people here. Her funeral is taking place tomorrow at 4 o'clock in Ringaskiddy Crematorium, so sincere condolences to Máire's family and friends. There is the 12th 5 Words International Poetry Competition. The words change every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Our 2024-25 judge is in the room, Lauren O'Donovan. She was in the room. She's somewhere. Oh yeah, the threshold. Do you want to make an entrance there since I said your name? Yeah. Okay. The words for this week, starting tomorrow, are code, C-O-D-E, point, architect, layer, and button. And those words will be put online, or you can just come up and ask me. On Wednesday, 23rd of October at 6 p.m, Poet Sauti Studios will run a poetry slam for Black History Month at the City Library Grand Parade. Details on Eventbrite are via Sauti Studios on Instagram. That sounds great. I'm going to try and go along and soak it all up. Our featured poets guests on Monday, the 11th of November, so next month, are Jeff Cottrell. He's our fabulous friend in Canada. I don't know if he's still with us this evening. So yeah, really looking forward to him. And he's in person. So like Jeff has been a friend of O'Vale since lockdown. And it's just very exciting to think of meeting the person in person finally. As I said, I missed out on Massimo there recently, but I'll really try my best to get her to meet Jeff. And Tom Hearns, he'll be here via Zoom. All are welcome to attend in person or online. If you'd like to participate via Zoom, please email info@ovale.ie. The 12th Winter Warmer Poetry Festival will be in Annonagle Place from the 22nd to 24th of November. All events are free. The programme will be announced next week on O'Vale website and social media. Anyone here who hasn't been to that festival before, it's just smashing. It's one of the highlights of my year. It's the one weekend where I tell my family I'm not available. I'm poetrying all weekend. Like, just, they know that's my weekend. And I'm always sick. I always get the fucking flu that weekend. And I can never really go to the pub. I drag myself to the poetry and then I'm gutted. So I'm not going to be sick this year. Thank you to everyone who's kindly offered donations. The donation jar is being circulated. It's under the horse's head there. You might start passing it around there, Cedric, when you don't mind, please. PayPal donations can be made via the link above the live poetry stage on our website or via the contact page on the O'Vale website. Second there now. So, without further ado, I'm going to introduce our guest poets. First up, we're going to have Ciara online. She's going to be joining us on the screen there, and we'll also have Máire Bhriain, who is in the room. So I might just introduce Máire first, if you don't mind, and then I'll introduce Ciara, and Ciara will read first. Is that okay? So Máire, I'll just give your little bahoshnate there reduce. So we'll start as Gaeilge. So Carmenach I Máire Bhriain, the screen as Berla agus as Gaeilin Arain. Haar na blianta tá diontais agus frantachtí feitiche a rain a líon de chóirla chun Loch Garman, tá chud fliochta filsathe I mar an filsachán, fasta an tultach an íon bhuí, Southward Chronog, the Galway Review, the Stony Thursday Book and a Mask agus tá dúisirs na Gaeilge búteige ag seachtain na scríbhneoirí le súil. Máire is from Wexford and writes in both English and Irish. Over the year, sorry, I said that as Gaeilge, we leave that. So as well as 5 collections in English, an Irish collection, Bhriain na Nul, was published with Cushgame in 2019. Her most recent collection, Púcaíocht, Shapeshifting, which sounds quite apt for this time of year, includes translations to English, was published in 2023. So Máire is going to be reading again Tamil agus tá fáilte róta bhaire. First up, we're going to have Ciara. Ciara is a bilingual writer, performer and broadcaster, MC of REC, bilingual spoken word and co-founder of LGBTQ+ arts collective Éireach Atoch Gaelach, of which I'm a proud member. Tá chud filiochta léite ce a Boris in Newark, London, sa Rochelle, sa Tulin, agus sa Bhalian Éireann. Bhí sé ar an list 100 Women Changing Ireland in 2022, the chuid an Irish Examiner. Bhí sé mar alíonn tóir cónathe le Scoil na Gaeilge, an Léin Cheiltic agus an Bhéilideis UCD 2023, leis an Dublin Fringe Festival 2022, agus the DCU 2020. Her work is published in anthologies Bone and Marrow, Queering the Green, Washing Windows, 2 journals, Impossible Archetype, Anas, Icarus and Core. Ciara is currently in post-production for her first short film. I know Ciara personally just from fabulous opportunities she's given me over the year as a bilingual poet. I have utmost respect for Ciara as a person and as a writer, and she does incredible stuff in this country for the Irish language. So Ciara, fáilte rót a chara agus tásúil gan gumann tú súb as the leor.
Hello, gur mí maith go túlí bhí sin go háling ar fad mar chur láthir. Bannachtaí ó bhaile clia, weimse agus ó má thurnap an seo. Rinne mé é a ní an tatan sicata mas réad le bheith ecint. Agus má sibh ar fad ar na dáanta. So fair play for all the 5-word poems, which I loved hearing as I was sitting here waiting. And míle buchas le Paul as an gcuire a bheith I láthair a nacht. Is áling a bheith a bhórdeanta. And it's actually quite nice to be here virtually, even though I haven't done something virtual since the pandemic, because I've been sick for the last week. I know, Julie, you perform under the name She Loves Calpol, and I've been a bit of a She Loves XPTEX for about the last week, so hopefully I'll come out the other side of it. So I'm going to go through a variety of different poems. I just realized I can't hear you, which is actually kind of funny. So I'll just assume it's all good noises that's happening. Oh, I hear you now. I can. You just weren't making noise because I was talking, I suppose, which makes sense. Congratulations to Germla on her win as well. She actually inspired me. I'm going to be reading a poem about a tattoo later on that isn't really finished, but she just inspired me to give it a read. So, Shullin. So Julie, you mentioned that I had a poem in Washing Windows, which is a series of anthologies by Ireland House. They all contain 100 poems by 100 women, chosen by Alan Hayes and with an introduction by Nuala O'Connor. So this poem is called Untitled, and I've been thinking a lot recently about the legacy that we leave or don't leave as women, and how I feel about that. And I wrote this for my mother. Untitled. When their mother found her voice, she began to ask why. Her 5 children, whose DNA she had knitted with the pith of her bones, who she'd pushed into the world with a battle cry. Why they did not bear her name. Why her name would die with her. Why? One of her children makes a change and is blasted every other day with, "How did your poor dad feel that you're not taking his name?" By people who dance on the point without seeing it, only ever asking, "How does he feel?" And never, "How does she?" Thank you, John. Good Mahagwiv. So my surname actually is quite unintentionally Ní, which is short for Ní Éanacháin, which is my dad's surname, Darnoy. But I was being interviewed by an academic, agus Dirshirm, Inishtam fui Ní on rot is feminach a. So she asked me if my surname was a feminist statement because it actually translates as not him. So from now on, I'm just pretending that was intentional. And yes, that's what it means. So this next poem is also about a member of my family. It's about my little brother. He was recently elected as a local councillor. He's 25, so he's the youngest councillor on the block. And he hadn't really been doing much in politics beforehand. He'd been very involved with the local community though, and he just decided he's going to be running for local councillor. And the morning he got elected, I wrote this poem for him. It's called My Brother the Spaceman. When I told you that the computer that landed man on the moon had less technology than a modern toaster, you strapped mom's good 4 slicer to your back and duct taped a fishbowl over your head. People laughed. Experts said it'd never fly, and thousands turned out to watch you try. I can still feel the electric shock that rocked the crowd when you took off, crumbs flung as you climbed up, 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 airborne, achieving the unfeasible. And when you touched down above, you shouted, "The view up here is unbelievable." You took some gamble, your new fans agree over the blasts of the brass band. But I know that even if you never left the ground, you'd have been grand, happy to have tried your hand. So that's for Barry Heenan, running for the Dáil now in the next election. He wasn't happy with getting up to the moon with the fishbowl on his head. So if you hear of anyone in Dublin Bay North, let them know. So this next poem is a queer reworking and an English translation. It's a translation, but it's kind of more of just a version of it. of a traditional Irish sean-nós song, which is called Courts Valleano, which comes from Mayo. And the original is, if you know anything about sean-nós, you've heard a lot of songs like this before. It's an unrequited love song from the male perspective. And you know this kind of song where he's heartbroken, he praises the woman's beauty, he's physically sick that he can't be with her, he makes promises of land and jewels and riches, but nothing will do because she's already married to someone else. And he's too late, basically. And that's just kind of the way it often goes. So I was asked to write this or to work on this kind of version of the poem for the Say a Song project by Bhriain Niglacon. And there's a variety of different writers involved, including Molly Toomey, who's right beside me on the page there, who has her own reworking of a poem. Thank you for clapping on my behalf. Yeah, so if anyone's interested, I think they're going to be doing events around the country, and they're going to be free events because Bhriain is really eager. Just go seo ar fáil don phobal agus nach mai ein bhachar glíní a bheith buinte leis. And the whole point of it really is to make sean-nós more accessible so that more people can engage with what it is. So I wrote this poem, Court Ballynew, based on it. And I knew I wanted it to be a queer version of the sean-nós song. And it had to be about two men because I wanted to set it in the past, and really any time before today, it would have been completely hard. Well, it would have been very hard to imagine that a woman would have land and would have property and would have anything to give. So I wrote it about a man and just thought about the an uignas of winach le sin, like muin of a got, ach ni féad lat the hail of a got agus an muin sin chuinál. So Court Ballynew. Yesterday morning, the light dazed my eyes as I cut through Court Ballynew. Then my stomach twisted as I traced in the distance his frame, a moving statue. I slowed and saw his jaw smooth as sand. I pictured him lathered, razor in hand. I would have jumped out, but he wasn't alone. So I drove straight on down the road. I thought back to the night my engine cut out, left me cursing in the dark. How a stranger pulled in, said he'd give me a lift if I'd only give him some work. Springsteen blaring, the air was full of something that I'd never known. The flesh on this wanderer's bones was already becoming my home. Women to me, bees to a honeypot. I'm a farmer's only son. He asked how life feels with the future in hand, 'cause he's always had to run. I was drawn to him by constant waves of longing plunging down. One twilight, I knelt and unlaced his boots, and he gently stroked my crown. I'm told I'm gone old since I lost the spalpeen who set up now in Court Ballynew. They say, hadn't he luck to make such a good match? Him coming from nothing too. Yes, he was strapping, and yes, it's true he left me in the lurch. We used to sweat out in the fields. We used to slow dance among the birch. He'd say, ask, and I'll take you far away from the palm of this brutal place, of furrowed brows and peering eyes that begrudge us the light of day. But I wouldn't leave, and we couldn't stay where living could get us killed by a gang of lads who never miss mass or a chance to act out the hate instilled. So when that girl's father laid out his plan to make a man of you one town over, I couldn't stand in the way of your chance when I had only shadows to offer. We were born to run away from this trap. Now I'm stranded alone in my outpost, a bottle of whiskey in my lap, haunted by the ghost of almost. My old heart burns and my sore head yearns for the pillow of your chest. In golden fields at sunset, I choke on my regret, because every swaying blade of grass whispers tales of you, and I'd torch it all to the ground for one more hour with the king of Court Ballynew. Bhriain maithagibh. Bhriain maithagibh. An cheann seo scríb mé I gcóir lúlúnasa im mbliana, nó lúlúnasa an slám gaeilge, well an chéad ceann, tá ceann eile inis ar an bhód. So I wrote this for the Lulunasa Irish Language Slam, which is on in Belfast every year. And I spent ages on it, and I really wanted to win agus bhí an áthasar mar bhuaigh mé an sin. So it was worth the week of late nights and trying to get it done. And it's funny that I'm performing this through the internet because it's kind of a lament that the internet exists. But it does have its advantages, but as I'm sure you're all very aware, it has a lot of disadvantages too. So this is called Biofra. Vog Carolum, galore na caharach, Orasan Ur. Is lac gach frinioige ta cock color. Tide braca, le carn chaca, le bulle Bhriain. Is dúsíonn si, a braca gach lé. Ní le dúthracht, ach goduach. Ag na frankig le ski hán, flop flop, coo coo. Ach nach iad an deal trua. Lé mé faoin domestic pigeon. Póratha, ceansacha, is ciúnatha a gunne. Níos si a siar ná ein eile. Color. I dabléidí na maspatáime, granta. In iriglyfi na Egyptach, hagar dianta. Mar fatí leis na cianta, is iad a gobar godíon le litracha a cheacha da leis na mílta blian. Godánig an telegram, an telephone, an tidirlín. Is inis, cíimid iad gan chorum, dí Bhriain. Well, níor lé mé sin, ní lé mór an. Caham na hóranta a clig a fechint Isán. Dianta ag stránséirí a bhuineamach cáil as tóramí é daine a rinne a hála. Sus be ón siar chréibh scuile. Créibh scuile. Scapa síalta. Síalta as a bhás an crín hús an seo. Crín a bhíon falsa, gan tréimhacha. Is ní fada gur líonmhara bots na daoine déana. AI seach is fear aig, jaslam veco ferfa céna. Tordoing iniu niv le húl an bhishín, mil ar mishnach faida is féin bhuinín, le riamh chaint riachtanach gan bhun ná bór. NASA, rá go bhfuil Saturn demure. Tuggart atá hana féin rochean le bheith granúr. Is thugamar féin an brat summer lin. Slugamid sheer an shacharan in our greere. Is cé ag léas an Perth, an té a iachas an pibere. Ish na fásnéise, na ráméise, na féin spéise. Fásnéis gach ad bio ach gan ein tiskent, puin. Imma fóca tá an ille ní dáin in ein tías, an tólas ag mo rohan, mo chligin in na gligin, hí gwis ag na dríthe gan fuaca vraca sias. Is de gach solis glas go fiúil bio, an bhód, tá zombie fui smacht ag a bhón. So aire gas, a déir tú, vech sé le de las. Scris de chud cúntas, té amach, touch some grass. Is bejas éilú ach an dighing se ar ré. Is mur a méin gníomhach an digach aine mé. Ca an fervor a gwine fervor an lé lína. Tionacharí is trochtaí, fógraí, think pieces, fuin idirlín, de hir is sníomh Ivania fi. Lauard, nuachtan, telefís? Níor háirla se, mar a bhfuil sé lína. Is dá léimhing, dá séimhing an chorus mór grí. Cá bhéidhing dul? An bhfuil ein slí nach néin fi díam ein cur agó dí san bhínathe ag an rud don niúl tím in níon na féine mise osín. Leac na fuinneoige I mo cholór dí Bhriain. San ord nua seo, an gheadítar neamhhín. míle maithfidh. It's mar dúir mé níl sé caiilte arm go raibh sé sin ag tarna trí an idirlín. Ach seo linn agus tá sé go das. So bhí dáin ag Massimo an five-word poem agus bhí sé cain faoi teangacha agus buin an dáin seo a teangacha freisin. An teanga bharmh seo. Is dáin é scríb mé bunathe ar nach cainte sin a chluise ar fad go minic. Irish is a dead language. Mostly said by people who don't know anything about Irish, because if they did, they would know she's very much alive. But I actually ended up falling in love with someone who speaks Irish. So then when people started saying it was a dead language, it sounded even more ridiculous. And I wrote this poem. An teanga bharmh seo. Clusham iad. Imhuiamh gur teanga bharmhaí. Is cumalum sa riach. Fuac a higgin na glagarí faoi na hamantí is bio. Dá míon eci. Líon ar an air faoi chum na hí, trí de gléas, hiag mo chluas, a bhuí le dríocht. And that's why my reach, I'm on my post out.
Yeah, tá bron arm Ciara Chalmer who an son
It told me I was unstable, so I think it knows, it knows me well.
Ar bhla sé adla agus fuú a há sé.
Tá do my reach.
Okay.
Magah. Clusham iad, imhuiamh gur teanga bharmh í. Is cumalum sa riach. Fuac a higgin na glagarí faoi na hamantí is bio. Dá míon eci. Seo hí. Is mé a pór seáil im a stór focail. Mo chrí dhíthal tacht ar an gcuirsí is cuí don nasc? Ceangal? Sníam seo adre. Seo hí. Is tusa I géin ag cogarníal orthaí a etlíonn ar an air faoi chluim na hí, trí de gléas, hiag mo chluas, a bhuí le dríocht. Seo hí. Cuire. Is mé roat ar mo glúnta in óstán galánta lór chathradach. Seo hí. An teanga bharmh seo. I dúirta as de bhéal is tú a bhéalsa. Seo hí. An teanga a lí. An teanga seo a chun líon mo bhrilín. Seo hí. Seo hí. Seo hí a ríis. An tiisiil garamach. Garamart. 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 Inis tá mé imethe caiir gur chuaile an dáin, chuaile siad an dáin faoin idirlín agus nach raibh an tidlín sásta. Okay. Tásúla gom. I hope you enjoyed your shout out anyway, Massimo.
I didn't hear what you said. I didn't understand.
I just referenced your poem. It was because it was about language and connecting us, and this poem is about language connecting.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that, and it's beautiful to hear poetry in
Thank
native
you.
tongue. So
I'd say they must have dropped off.
Yeah, I wonder if they can see anything in the chat.
Yeah. I won't continue reading that.
Yeah, I'm sure Paul is on it.
Yeah. Thanks.
So, what'll we talk about until they're back? Oh.
Are you both in Cork or are you beaming in from
Me?
somewhere else?
I'm in Toronto. I'm going to be in Cork next month to be a live feature at O'Vale.
Oh, amazing.
Yep.
And you live in Toronto? I mean, Toronto?
Toronto, yeah.
Toronto.
Americans always say Toronto.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you live over there?
You used to live over there. You said you used to live there?
No. I'm asking, are you from there?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
super. And are you doing kind of a larger tour of Ireland or are you?
Mostly the UK actually. O'Vale's going to be my only Irish stop, but I'm also doing Aberdeen, Scotland, and London, Leeds, Leicester, Worcester, and Swindon.
Oh, lovely.
Where else? 8 in total. I don't know if I got them all.
Swindon.
Oh, and Wakefield too. I think that's all 8. Yeah.
That's great. And did you organize it all yourself or do you have someone who manages that for you?
No, did it all myself.
Fair play. That's
Yeah.
some tour.
Yeah, congratulations, Jeff, on featuring next month.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Thank you.
And Massimo, are you in Cork?
No, it's funny. I was just there last month.
Okay.
To feature as well. So
Oh, you were featured last month?
yeah, it's a beautiful community. So even featuring there, I always come back because it's wonderful people.
Yeah. I know it's different being online because I'll just close the computer. Usually when I'm there, you kind of get to catch up.
Yeah, it was nice being live, and I think they're back on.
Yeah, I think they're back. Hello, Cork. Hello, Cork. We're calling you from Zoom world. Maybe their sound's not on yet.
Yeah. They've all broken up. Hello, everyone. But their sound is muted, yeah.
Can you hear us?
Oh, hello.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Welcome back.
Okay, tá tú lingrish. So, Bronarm Frishin.
Sugar bra.
So, away Laterish.
Oh my God. I was laughing so much. I did a poem, kind of against the internet, and then the internet fails. So funny. Oh, AI knows more than we think. So I mean, Julie, how much longer do you want me to do? I know that probably caused a delay.
Yeah, Níl brewer so couplet on Eleni like
Okay.
ton time going. So
Give it a Okay. So I'm not sure if you got much of that poem, but I'll read the English translation anyway. I'll just quote Gurmla. Salach is a dirty word. It's just fantastic line. But this is the English translation and it's called This Dead Tongue and it's I suppose it's taché féin vínaha. I overhear them profess that my tongue is dead. I couldn't care less. They can't even grasp their own lack, entirely blind to her most vital moments. Here she is, as I root through my vocabulary, wholeheartedly seeking a fitting definition for our bind, knot, tie. Here she is, far away beneath a starlit sky, as you murmur enchantments into your device that fly as by magic through the air to my ear. Here she is, a suggestion, as I kneel before you in a trendy city centre hotel. Here she is, this dead tongue, pouring from your mouth while you are in mine. Here she is, this tongue that licks. This is the tongue that strokes and flicks. Here she is, here and here. The vocative case. I call your name, your name, your name. Hey, Margaret. So, scríg mé sin ag tús cadreh agus scríg mé an ceann seo le déine. I'm not sure, this one's not really finished, but I think it's it comes in the series. So this one is called An Béal Bio Seo. Tá ahrú tagcha mo chud cainte, dar le carlam nach bhaca le tamil. An bhéim I buga, I droier an vocal. Ní mistal am a chlus. Ing an istam a harla, is ma a higam an fá. Tá a vlas das ma bhéalsa, mé go seasta féad an áil. Tá ahrú tagcha ma chud cainte. Is tá mórtas an curran seo a bhlacha, tiltte go ma, trónta I dacha, nó a crónú na hí héamh slé, fé tholas gealaí, catte le de héamh, I mo chluis do bhéal bín go hairí gréine. If you haven't noticed, we're in the love corner now. So this is my first relationship where I've written love poems, and I've written an embarrassingly large amount of them. So this one's called Return Journey. And it's written, this was a commission by Literature Wales, and there's a type of poetry they have which is like a strict meter called Conghanid. Which this is not technically in Conghanid because it's so strict. It starts off more so, and then I wrote to them and I said, oh, does the whole poem have to be in the meter? And they said, oh no, just kind of inspired by, so it kind of unravels a bit as it goes along, but it's a really beautiful way of making words go together, I suppose. So I hope you enjoy it. Return Journey. As twilight falls, each twilled field conjures you. They're new, these reveries, a forever tie felt soul deep. I knit you into all I see. Jigsawed stone walls stand with years, not budging. My bus journey further south, spent peering out, greeting gorse, horse, cows, house. I fear I've hurt you too much. Would, if I could, curl into cloth. Be constant, a good strong stone, pinned into place, purpose known. The world's on pause, in snapshot, a thorny thicket, a turlach, only a lake on occasion, the constant change of nature. The way I used to change you, amaze you, make you playful, but all of my stunts have sunk of late, like stones flung plunk in a lake. But this, I smile at a liss, a wild island in grass neatly clipped. Some things are sacred, can't be touched, only understood in the gut. I'm on the last bus on earth. It's late, but the skies are aglow and slow to fade. My heart aches. Listen closely. To me, you are holy. By hand I wrote on my notebook's flyleaf, the price we pay for love is grief. I dreamt once of a world without you. All the fields were empty. I didn't mean to read one about a tattoo, so this is it. And again, it's a poem in progress, but it's really nice to read poems in front of people and see kind of how you feel about them. So it's called I've Never Wanted a Tattoo. I've never wanted a tattoo, but this morning, without warning, I do. A single word. Say I may regret it, as we seem to hinge in different directions, both dreaming of a day with more clarity, less questions. But I've been overcome by enough moments of shimmering awe to know this is forever love. Sheer raw. I want it on me, inked, indelible, ingrained, like a knot in the log you split on a frost-tipped morning, so that even when no more words spill from my lips, my skin will still speak of you, inked on me stubbornly, like how we love each other. So please, let me build my monuments, how old at their majesty, I am already branded by this love. Forever it has me. Míle bhuachas liv, míle maith go Julie agus tá sulga mór le mór a chluisteáil ar ball.
Gur míle mágad Ciara tá súlgam gur si saléirún ón méid glór an súpas. Gur míle mágad.
Gur míle mágad.
Without further ado, I will welcome Máire up to the microphone, and presumably we won't have any more 5-minute technoliachta. Will Máire sit home right? Oh shit, yeah. Absolutely. Quite your own, Máire.
Díomh go úsle agus just chun ardús go mé anmhaíoch do Paul an seo agus do Julie agus do gach duine bhíon ag agrú an rud seo agus tá clú agus cáil cinnte ar óbhéal agus is as le garman mise agus tá cluiste ag gach duine marall ar óbhéal so tá si as fé léamh an seo. Beg mé ag léamh na donta a léigh mé an seo tá siad tá si goléirú ag teachtas leir ail siad mé I 2000 go cos céim réan an úl, mingle mangle agus galamol free agus an ceanna stéanaí just an áraigh le bólan press púciacht shape shifting so tá siad goléirigh teachtas as na fáil seán sin. So tá sóig mé leis an gceann seo chur tá scuibh marall ar an Sperling, heard it on radio na Gaeltacht there somewhere that the volcanoes in Florida, they're Sperlings, so I presume it comes from the Spare, the hurricanes, that's right, the hurricanes from Ava. So anyway, it's that's what I remembered then, go raibh Donagum, agus an tan ma bhí an dána tíirna na Dun, agus is the an céad lína ná, is mise Mananan tíirna na Dun, I am Mananan, Lord of the Sea, and in the old stories in Sun Shanchas, he was the sea god, I suppose, Mananan Macleris though. So tá sé Jacarunta, one of them hard sometimes somebody reads in Irish and then all in English or mix them up, so I'll do a kind of a mixture and mix and match around the place. Is mishe Mananan tíirna na Dun, feach mé grim na bóchna, mé ochta le díle ar ma chapel envar. Is am mé Ilan I Mariach Tavara, choma le me charman even féin an aun aulach. I am Mananan, Lord of the Waves. I ride the swell on my seahorse Envar. Many are the islands in my watery realm, the land of women, the land of promise, and my own great secret sanctuary, the Isle of Apples. Saulig na hinta shithala fekal aun, ma chrin driachta. Na hula orga a wil ceol co, na mucha nach federi de varu. Is an vor riavach a hug me a waile lum o ma ros con na Hindia le hengus. Is minik me sucker suivnach, ag sisrnach ceolver ar an trá. Is minic lách cinálta mé, is mise a chawrig leis na tútha dé, is cawrig mé le husín agus níomh ar a dros go tír na nóg. Imagine the wonders there, my magic trees, the golden fruit that can make music, the pigs that never can be killed, and the speckled cow I once brought home from my trip to India with Angus. Often you'll find me quiet, settled, whispering a lullaby along the shore. I can be gentle, kind, like the time I helped the tútha day, or when I came to the aid of Oisin and my daughter Niamh on their journey out to Tirno. Ach is minic cuma groma orm leis me coratha bile uanta. Is am stir dardig me is me gaffalaracht ferige. Minic chel me Ilan, minic avoid me farran mintir. Other times you'd find me gloomy, much disturbed and even angry. Many a storm I have stirred up. Sea always at my command. I have made islands disappear, eroded sand and drowned mainland. Mar a dúchtar omós ceart domsa, is tam a marán mór faoi hon. Fannig an chas mar facig airí a chrí lár. Maun díalta seg tresú. Is an sin a bheith sibh cach I mhail. Is mise Mananan, tíirna na Dun. And if I sense a disrespect of my sea creatures, of my great underwater gardens, beware the deadly heat increasing at the heart of me, the urge to vengeance swelling. You will all be in great danger then. I am Mananan, Lord of the Waves. So, Shin an Son. Count show Poshes Satrokian in the same direction, I suppose, as the Aru Eroida, the climate change. You can't be writing, I think, of anything nowadays without that kind of coming into your consciousness. So in ancient Ireland, this one is called Glas Gavnan, the Grey of Gobnu. And in ancient Ireland, the magical grey cow of plenty, the Glas, it's grey, I think it's anyway, it was owned by Gobnu. And Gobnu is the smith god of the Tuatha Danann, one of the 3 gods of craft. So, an dé deirg atá fréir ó chromadar an díomhas mé a dhíbert am réimse chuí. Áit a tugad go mós ceartdom, an úr a hálhing a chuig go fial, go leor le roint go corrum úsal is ísisiil, hever is rever. On my last legs now, alas, since the disrespect began expelling me from my rightful place, the place where properly honoured I would generously give of myself, enough to be shared equally, where am I? Among all, regardless of position, in current hail gamora chorra, creeher of stiha is the lorish, either boss is baha me anish, manyart agimachtuim now, since the disrespect began honoured. I would generously give of myself, enough to be shared equally among regard for more and more, throwing out that I can by day, by night, and day again, trying to give what is expected, trapped in a habit of providence. Between life and death now, my strength ebbing, my draining soul. So on Cianella, in Eugene, and counts on Tedaltar now Fuichelt in hiding, and I suppose it's about how the Irish language is in hiding, really, certainly in the southeast, in St. Iriashkert, not where I'm from, and just some words in it: the heron, the crane, the stork, luachra rushes, erlachosh is on one leg, hobbled, I suppose. So. It's about, I suppose, and it mentions my grandmother. So, Fuichelt, in hiding. Haran ishahe adartu, eg shina mera, letev elena haun. Rin she longer, anam eshin, nor kuna me riv, lehantan hoiges, near yeshkert. Come quick, see the korisk, agleak mahan water. Come quick, see the korisk, my grandmother would say. Rimish fechens tree, dan winog cool. Macher an risk mar raibh siad fara go harach I measc luachra. Bhí sí ann ceart go leor an choréisc, áil an teanga lachais, Fuichelt beagnach. She was there right enough, the choréisc, much like the old language, on one leg, hobbled, hidden, almost. And so I never heard the word heron until it was, later in life. It was the corisk, or the correisk, the crane of the bog, I suppose, yeah. Which reminds me that there's another word in Wexford as well, like we're not the model county for nothing really, that we have another called Yola, and it was the Irish was there first, and then we had the Vikings, so there's a few words from that left still. I don't know whether it would be time to read it, and I might just leave it a bit alone. And then there were the Normans, of course, coming in, and they brought the various different languages, English, and there was, what else, there was Dutch, and all that got all mixed up together. And so much so, in fact, that I'll just maybe read the little schlucht at the beginning of a poem that I have called Babel on Iriashkert, the Babel of the Southeast. And there was a gentleman back, 77, Mila Kuigdegas, a shot, anyway, that's a good bit back. But he made a statement, and I've seen it a few times, but he wasn't very happy. He was one of the Anglo-Normans, and the Cyrilta Simala Clia in Dublin, and he was a starry, and a fella, and he didn't scholar or didn't learn to be Irish, but He said in our days, but in our days they have made a mingle, mangle or gallimalfrey of both the languages and speak neither good English nor good Irish. Dúirt sé sin Emile Quig days shocked. He wasn't best pleased with what he was hearing in the southeast down in Wexford, but anyway. So, it's just that, so some of the words are still there, like the Kachi would be a snipe. Praise, to people to be prating would be, that's apparently from the Netherlands, to be talking. Grishach, of course, Grishach, somebody would be Grishing by the fire would be, there would be, you know, talking, sitting around, talking, interesting. And and a book of interest about that would be, where I got some of the stuff, would be The Dialect of Fort and Bargy by Dermot O'Meara and T.P. Dolan. So anyway, Loganamnacha, I'm interested in the Loganamnacha because I suppose so much of the Irish is there as well, Fuichelt. So, and I like the haiku, you know, the tree line form. And so I kind of use them in this piece here to kind of just remember the place names. So it's called Lost Ground. It's a series of haiku, really. Litter Moor, steep slope, difficult in winter. The Dasher's Hill, Litter Moor. Killincooley, near the little corner church, the damson tree, be Killeen, Coile. Kilnasmuthon, no bird song now in the wood of tree stumps. Kilnasmuthon. Ballarahan, not a sign now of the little fairy fort, Ballarahan. Tinnaberna, long a ruin now, the home place at the gap. Tinnaberna. So vi sé mar da vi sé cosú le raibh an Gaeilge ag úsca tríd an Maryland, or vi sé óg, like the Irish was kind of oozing up through the language. So there's ar scolní acig siad mar a dúr ar féin beyond the seventh book. Dan on sin is gan istóibh féin dram iltangach a bahan galún sin. At school they didn't go, as they used to say, beyond the seventh book. In spite of that, and unknown to themselves, that generation was multilingual. Táliog, Binigaur, Grishach, Skach, Buchalan, Footer, Corisk, Bakak, Dishabils, Giskog, Knofshal, Spogs, Puka, Praskin, Ludermon, Corokal, Id Thakafui here, Marak Vara on Aumatahart, Ide Uska Tríd an Merle. Is Kamalish an Gaeilge anál na Anglan Normanach agus anál crumble in a mask. Corokal, Ideg impi nach nien fui Germad. Like flotsam and jetsam, these old words, thrown up out of past times, oozing up through the English. And as well as the Irish there, as the Gaeilge there, an echo of the Normans, of Cromwell too, odd words, asking perhaps that they be no forgetting. So, just thought, Tá cúpla art I Gunde Kirky go bhfuil an ceanna go mar, a couple of places in Cork that I'm very fond of, and one was Ilan Clara, Cape Clear, where I would have spent a lot of time when I was Ivad Nisoige a long time ago, with working on the work camps there, and many summers we had. Agus is an sin an áíre so ka hosig me ag leabhart na Gaeilge mar bhí had school Irish, and then you don't really, well, in our day anyway, in my day, we didn't get a chance to speak it. So that for my first month there, I suppose I didn't even open my mouth, but as the summers went on and I got time to be, I got, you know, to come in on the practice. So, and also then the other place would be Gugan Barra, where there's a winter or an autumn school, Dane Skull on Oar, is held every September. I think it's still back in action again, but so it's only there a seachtaine me an sin ag na leachtaine agus ag dul timpeall ar Gaeltacht bhúscrí, you know, ar an áid sin chuúlé agus bailile bhórna agus mar sin. So an dáin seo tá sé tá meg saolu. I'm imagining that the lake there where Saint Finbar had his church, that it said in the Shankus, the rare Shankus gur, according to legend, when Saint Finbar came to Gugambar, at first he banished a great serpent from the of the goddess. So in the imagining in this is that the serpent funcha on Awan up there, and it was nice today when I was walking across the Lee here in town, just to think that I was be up there and I was ever, so it was nice to have that experience. So that's just the general gist of it, is that the serpent comes back every now and again to check out what's going on and to see how the religions have changed and that kind of thing. Yeah, but there's just a little quote from Sean O'Rear Dawn's poem Alán agus Ilán Ella, to an island and another island, and he went there apparently to pray and to look for penance for his sins. So the first part, there's a few parts in it. Strachelt, the first part. Go down I varige o dibriag me tagami dir o am chéile me fós ag súla harú go meach falter o marishing o gán. Snávum is Jack sa cúan, is Jack I mail na haun, is tugum fwy ashter fada, sús go dé an lochil arna sléta, oit rif coni orm, rif hjacht don nave. Not wishing to cause alarm, I stayed close to the river bed, my long cold body twists and turns, writhing in the depths, pushing against currents, struggle that seems unending, and there is always the danger of defeat before I reach that man. Riandam hiarman fein le feshkent in fish rogacht. Nothing of my sanctuary remains in Gugan now, nothing of the magic, the supernatural, the superstitions. The saints' religion too is mostly ruin, stunted walls of empty cells. Forcha an credav nua is mota aun, bali lagka, kilini folova. Pagan turasori, kosher vanisha, coolry intacha an shin la haig greengraph. Tourists at the hotel and wedding parties love the lake and mountain backdrop for their photographs. There are a few pilgrims doing rounds or poets doing penance for their sins, searching there for answers, for forgiveness, for the solace of an island. Corrimiacht, balance. But lately in Gugan, I noticed that there are more who come in search of silence. A time of rest, which I might begin to feel a welcome once again. So tos ein she'd cohu, ag glacha nach will fragra gach kesht, either a gumpord la durun na crina, at ease with mystery and content to leave some questions without answer. Stillness is their sustenance. In the perfect image of the oratory on the lake, the mountain rising up behind, they contemplate the balance and the wholeness of a mandala. Is Maria Klanta cup lasser in the ground cherchen iman for. They go wild too for the mountain ash that flares out each September. So Shin an Count Son. So just tract con derig anish, so just canon so agus capog an hanama there, duck leaf, agus in Irira is just sort soundscape atá on, agus vi me anna tóca leis na hanam na dasa, and I suppose that beg she'd galera soca kailta muna nos I'd read. So I just read a piece from the beginning of it. And capog is a duck leaf, and there's a shanukal at the beginning of it, which says Nantol roy me agus capog a lice me. It was a nettle what stung me, and a capog, a duck leaf that cured me. And it was only recently, Kupla Shachtanohin, I had the experience of walking down the lane near home, and the ditches hadn't been cut on account of the new rules, and I actually got stung when a car was coming along, and I said, well, I'd have to get a dock leaf, which I haven't had to do since I was very, very young. So, and it was hard to come upon a dock leaf, but I did eventually find one, and I squeeze, as they say in Wexford, I squeeze it out, and it did work. It did actually work, so it does happen. So, anyway, some of them are, I just think that some of them are very anadas, more of the crew bean quit, for instance. Crew bean quit a cat's little paw, that's yellow clover. And Cianella Tana das Captain na Druchtin Mona, little dewdrop of the bog, that's the sundew. Agus an Cian seo Captain Gwil she das freshen Quiggle na man she. Quiggle na man she, the rod or the staff of the banshee, that's a bulrush. So Captain go will she das. So nan toga roi me agus capo gleis me. Los baha, los na tinna, los bi belt na saurkeen, los na guiha clorin schnachta, quinla curra, crubin quit. Fetlan creachtach arigud lochra, dilog vrida, marine she, clor na graina, lane of wirra, kailach yarag, los cray gari. Baina bo blachtain, druchlin mona, los na shawak, los na gali. Los coshagay, los an or, los shiada, kugil na man she. So tashi das Captain. So just con create news thoke. Mar dúirt in eigen elle tu féin betre Julie goret tá sé ag drúdim le aimsir na sauna agus í hen na spridan na marv ag siúl. Niv na drishacha dera an áis, ceol ag ban she, blian ag fall voish. So it's night of the spirits, and it's the poison will be on the briars, the end of growth, and the keening of the banshee as the old year dies, because at Sound it's the tussock, isn't it, of the Celtic New Year. So an lawer derenach a rinne me a chur me le chéile cúciacht tá an dá seo ná cric nó mé leis an dá seo stocha tá si reit tríd an lawer agus Ilach Garland. There's not many names called, not many place names that are based on the puka at all, but right through the country there are an awful lot of them. So the puka is the main quality of the puka, I suppose, is it's the shapeshifter. So Liadon on Fuka, litany of a shapeshifter, litany of the puka. Puka na smer, puka na meown, tead on Fuka, puka pile. Puka the berries, puka the devil of the gossamer and the toadstool. Cown puka, marine puka, ihan puka, pukan jowl, puka the gargoyle, puka the foxglove of Halloween and the daddy longlegs. Baile fuka, carrigan fuka, paulan fuka, island fuka, toinan fuka, rinan fuka, clochan fuka, mwingan fuka, lana agus luck. That's the puka's town, the puka's rock, hole of the puka's cliff, puka's bottom, his headland, the puka's stone, the puka's bog, his lane and lake. They're all in the place names. An wa is an tulk an rogracht. Gníomh grána is gníomh fiel, madra no cat, couple, gower no giria, anaví no nachdeana is gaprod idradra. Good spirit and bad spirit, trickster and bowman. The nasty deed and the generous, dog or cat, horse, goat or hare, animal or human, and other beings in between. Cown on fuka, clash on fuka, tor on fuka, knochin is a chuas. The puka's lair, the puka's pit, the puka's bush and hill, puka's glen, the puka's fort, his little field and cove. So Captain Gavokig me mar sinne gur mil mahagud a féis.
Gurb mí am go bhairas do chud an reintling. And your passion for the language is fabulous. Gurb mí am agad. Tá min chun soscar do hogan tunis of an open mic. We'll take a very quick break. If there's anyone who wants to read a poem, let us know and we'll throw your name down on the open mic list. Okay, cúpla on that. Hello, Mrs. How are you? Yourself?
Happens. Yeah, exactly.
Is there many online for the open mic?
Definitely two, maybe three. Because the oncology, she's actually a host.
Oh, really? Who is? Oh, I didn't realize.
So if she gets out in time,
You just.
turn it right after.
You will shout up to me anyway, will you? Throw someone in line. Will I just scatter them around here? Where do you want to go? How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, you too.
Nice things.
Great, yeah, great.
Yeah.
It's lovely to be here. Do you know,
Nice, right.
I'm going to try and get back from November. Yeah.
Encourage Jeff and so.
Okay. Jeff Cox.
Lena, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool.
And are you, did you say going away? Oh, no,
No, not at all. I'm going to try and get here in November, and Jeff Cottrell is going to be the guest, so that'll be gas.
Nice. And then, yeah, I mean, it's all going to be happening there. November and then the winter warmer.
It's brilliant. I'm going to try and get to the loft as well. That's midterm break, I think, the next time. I know it's tomorrow night. What is the Unturned?
Nice, it's on tomorrow.
I've never been to it, like.
Same.
Really?
No.
It's on tomorrow, but the next one is 2 weeks, so I'm going to go to that. I won't go
Oh, it's
tomorrow
every
night.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe the
I
following
need to try and get out there a bit more and just soak it up.
Yeah, man.
Just enjoy hearing people,
Yeah.
meeting people, you know.
Definitely, and it's great that they're putting that on, right? Yeah, same way, like I haven't been there either, so.
And there's that slam, I mentioned it in the announcements, you know the lads, the Sotty Studio, I'm probably saying it all wrong. These guys here, you know, they do a night as well. Now I don't know if I'll take part in it, but there is a slam they've organised 23rd of October. I'd like to go and support them at least anyway.
Yeah,
Do you know,
man.
it sounds good, doesn't it?
They got Raphael in there.
I think so, yeah, those
Is it?
lads,
Nice.
yeah.
Sick.
There's no what's going on, like, I just
Yeah,
need
man.
to...
So they're still in Bunko?
That's the crowd,
Is it
yeah.
the same lads?
I think so,
Yeah. Outside of YT and all the, yeah, they're sound, man.
Well, anything I'm going to, I'll throw it into the, say, the O'Vale committee group.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
any
put
heads
it out
going,
there,
it'd be
yeah,
nice to meet
exactly.
up or whatever.
Because there's things going on and it'll be the same way. Like, we'll be living in this, like, you don't get to them so much.
You are
but
living in Minton. Oh, right, how's that?
It's grand. We're looking to move back into town now, but we felt right there because Roisin was working in Dungarvan. She's still working there, but she's trying to go down to less days. Like, it's just too much of a drive for her. Like, she's just like driving. Sometimes driving all the time.
Yeah, fuck that.
I've been really enjoying being down there, to be honest, man. Like, getting to the beach quite often and shit. And, like, it's good
East
buzz,
Cork
like.
doesn't get half the attention it deserves.
It's actually so close, like.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
So it's good, like,
Okay,
good buzz.
join me in a while, that's shot. Okay, Ciara. I'm going to try and run to the toilet.
This time of year,
I mean, it's there, so I guess what I would do is every time I come to the well, I get it. So, I've been staring at it ever since I moved. Pretty quiet. Sure. But it's there. Like, I've been staring at it.
The first time that happened?
Yeah.
First time ever?
At least we got through most of it without any hiccup, you know.
It was better.
Was it?
He pulled a thing out.
Oh, shit.
Disconnected everything.
Fire him. He's gone.
Yes, I didn't want to tell him then because he would send him without telling tomorrow.
Yeah. We just take over.
I felt so sad.
She's amazing. Yeah. Like she's fab.
Do I need to get everyone upstairs now?
Yeah.
We can do that. No.
If it's a lamb and a rabbit, you want. That's the rabbit part. No, no, it's on the inside. Oh, I see. It's the thing that's cutting. Oh my God, it's tomato. Ah, and the outside is lamb, and it's equally tomato for the beef. Oh, wow, where did that from?
Right, so hello. Oh yeah. Hello, 1, 2.
3, 4.
Hein, a do. Hello. So guys, we'd better bugger egg if we want to do the open mic. We've a nice few names on it. So as usual, just be mindful, please don't be reading any, novellas or anything. Just, keep it brief within reason. First person we have on the open mic this evening is Antonio. Would you like to come up, Antonio?
Hello. So this poem is called The Brown Line. A crown of leaves, a line of gold, a breath of brown, a line of red and yellow. Autumn is rich, young cold, painted pullover chicks, wool and red. A leaf falls, a man falls. A leaf is decomposed, a man is destroyed. The leaf is down there. The colors are melted. Grief, bombs, genocide. The colors of the autumn have the taste of blood. I was there in the space. I wasn't there in the time. Please take me a picture close to that tree. Please tell me how the children can dream in war. Milkshake with hot chocolate, please. Meat shake with hot bullets, please. I haven't seen the northern lights. I have tasted the smell of the rockets in the Holy Land. Cheers. Thank you.
Good Margaret Antonio. We'll continue with Michelle Dilly.
Margaret, Julie. I wrote this recently for an opening event for, it's called Green in Cities. It was a new initiative developing green solutions for cities and urban design. But I because it was an international audience I was reading to, I have a lag in Gaeilge, cuma, but tonight I'll read it more to welcome corrections and still read the Irish Erdos. An bhilóg ledanna nach létar a hiile, an darthóir tá fágtar amach, an snátha bhíon inar gcuine, an trein leistis le réitigh a ritheann gan stad. Den dorn is ligdó blá a rís, géal don tanis is sochart leis stig, cóhrú an nithir le láidreacht na méire, tór carú le titamas a chéile. Ó mégan buintear an ceol ón céilí, scuiltar an bhac ón a hinin, cailtar an danas ón dain, trulítar isce hór na hain. Ní línta le tarint ná greengraf a go bháil, nóir súgrian an alta, ní lech an glúiseach le fáil. Níl rud ar bith fearlia ná glas, níl éon rud ar bith an da, beidir go bhfuil an spectrum an data inóm a cabh amach. An struchtúr siada doháin eile cuireann sé a gcuin na dom, an snaim sa bhullaigh leis, an snaim san aimid freisin, nach bhfuil míad céirde go forfa ar bhathair le solás. Cé nóir ghlacamid ar páirt ní bheidh sé le hiireacht ar leiad, níl mar seol sé doing, níl mar gnách. Nature. That cheat sheet we've forgotten how to read, the designer we've omitted from the team, that grain we tend to go against, that freight train with solutions. Don't your hands close and blossom as ease and tension rule you? Can't one hold earth in compression while the other helps to loosen? No one knows who drew the border between song and dance, son and daughter, city and habitat, rivers and fresh water. It must be that we photographed a shifting sky or murmuration, forcing lines upon them still, though they're only made of movement. Nothing's ever truly grey or green or without colour. It must be that you've read it from a spectrum on a poster. I'd forget if only for the spider's silken structure and the hardness of the knot in my stomach or the timber, that we are not made sublime for the sake of comfort, that when we play our part, it may not be with effort, at least not as we know it. Carina Margaret.
Margaret Michelle, so unjob Jane Sutton Chin for play that Margaret. Next up we have Constantine.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The first poem is I Wait. I wait for you in my nights, white nights, sleepless nights. I miss you so much. Together in a dim world, life is a shadow or a dream. Life goes by too fast. Like the morning dew, I disappear. In every point of the universe, I find myself, abstract illness. I remember myself as a child, lost driver. The first day of school, when I learned the first letter of the alphabet, I was overjoyed. challenge. In the great confusion, each station is a stop. In the tumult of the waters, every man meets the challenge. The voice of love. When you look at me, violin sounds rise to the sky. The warmth of your hands, the butterfly of light, the voice of love. And the last poem is Second Coming. Somewhere far away, someone is praying. God is coming on earth.
Thank you very much, Constantine. Thank you, Gurmina Magat. We're going to move online. Is Jeff Cottrell in the house? Coming from
Yes, he is.
Brilliant.
I'm in my house anyway. Looking forward to seeing some or all of you in person next month. I'll give you yay! That was an easy day to get clapped. Okay, so I'll leave you with this. This is called safety instructions. Congratulations on your purchase of the new Darwina 2024 microwave oven. Your Darwina microwave oven will provide first-rate microwave cookery for you and your family. Please read the following safety instructions in order to maximize your continuing satisfaction with our product. Do not operate your Darwina microwave oven if the door cannot close properly or if it is bent in any way. Do not use if the hinges or latches are broken. Do not stand in front of the Darwina microwave oven for a long period of time, as this has been known to cause tumors. Do not leave an operating Darwina microwave oven unattended. Do not use a brown paper to put your face or any other body part inside your Darwina microwave oven while it is operating. Do not bring your Darwina microwave oven into the shower or bathtub with you. Do not lift your Darwina microwave oven in the air and strike it upon your head repeatedly. This has been known to cause injury. Do not stand under a falling Darwina microwave oven after it has been dropped from a tall building. Do not place your Darwina microwave oven in a catapult and then have someone release the cap. It would be rather dangerous. Do not use your Darwina microwave oven as an ear-piercing tool or for home dentistry. Do not play catch with your Darwina microwave oven. Do not attempt to fit your Darwina microwave oven fully into your mouth or any other bodily orifice. Please do not fill your Darwina microwave oven with explosives and then detonate them while you are within 1 meter of the oven and eating a deli stick. Do not hold your Darwina microwave oven while jumping off a high cliff and trying to fly. Do not hold your Darwina microwave oven while running into an operating airplane propeller. Do not use your Darwina microwave oven to help jam scissors into your crotch. Do not walk with your Darwina microwave oven late at night on random side streets in downtown Detroit. Do not attempt to tweak the nose of a wild grizzly bear while in the vicinity of your Darwina microwave oven. Do not use your Darwina microwave oven as a masturbatory aid. This is not necessarily dangerous, but it is a little weird. Do not attempt to operate your Darwina microwave oven while tied to a railroad track, dangling from a skyscraper, running through enemy fire across the battlefield, sticking your head out the window of a moving vehicle, playing Russian roulette, waving raw meat in front of a charging bull, diving into an empty swimming pool, eating Drano, drinking arsenic, horsing around in a room full of industrial machinery, or smoking. Do not attempt to operate your Darwina microwave oven while pulling the trigger of a pistol, only to find that the pistol appears to be out of bullets, and then, out of puzzlement and curiosity, peering down the barrel of said pistol, while pulling the trigger again. Thank you for taking the time to read the safety instructions for your new Darwina 2024 microwave oven. Every one of these safety instructions was created as a result of numerous tests involving a multitude of live human and animal subjects, and many of whom were orphans, kittens, and adorable doe-eyed little bunnies. That was safety instructions. All right, have a good one.
Gurmina Magat, Jeff. Thanks a million. Oh yeah, Roisin is here. Roisin Leggett Bohan up next.
Thanks everyone for your poems this evening and for all the Danta Oscailga. I really enjoyed them, Curve Magut, and I learned a little bit this evening as well. Thank you for that. I wrote a little poem about my mother. She's been losing a lot of things recently, most namely her memory. But she never forgot to give presents
She's a very kind person, very generous person. And the best gift she's given me these days is the gift of remembering the present moment. The first line is the title of the poem is the first line of the poem. I lose my mother in the card shop of Wilton Shopping Centre. I leave her, ask her not to budge, while I run to the post office. She never forgot birthdays, anniversaries, another present. 2 Minecraft t-shirts, 1 Zelda key ring, 3 packs of Pokemon cards. I said 5 minutes, but take 9 because my mother has a sweet tooth and loves lemon meringue pies, and their egg white swirls look extra puffy at the cake shop. Slices of my heart climb into my ears, popping like sparklers. I scan the card rows, get well soon with sympathy, sorry you're leaving. She is gone, and then I remember letting go of her hand when I was 6. She was busy chattering to the man in the butcher shop, now a GameStop, when my eyes fell in love with the red guitar in the window of the toy shop, now an e-cig shop, gold lightning bolts bursting across its frame. Her face when she found me, eyes wet cross and cry laughing, kneeling and squeezing, saying, don't ever run off on me. I raced through the aisles to the exit, stopping at each shop on my left, on my right, 11 shops and 2 cafes. There she is, leaning on her walker, reaching out to touch the fabric of a lacy summer dress. I stand at the shop door, watch her cup the hem, examine the slip, roll her thumb over the pearl-like buttons. Unhooking the dress from the hanger, she turns and spots me, flashes her high cheekbones. Ah, there you are. I found you, the perfect present.
Wow, absolutely gorgeous. Gurmila Margaret Roisin. Wow, Bugger Ig, Phil Spillane, COVID too.
Thank you. I'm back on the high right now at the moment, but at a really steep low in the middle of last week, and I had a breakdown in the middle of work, and my colleague told me to go home. Work could be there tomorrow. Go home. He was right. Thank God, it's just the 2 of us, 2 IT crowd. We're definitely the IT crowd. So yeah, I was able just to go home and try to buy new shoes and try and collect myself. There's a weird high in it, but it's just a weird time. But I'm alright. At least I got art and poetry, and that's saving my life. So there's that, and that is saving my life. This is my strength on beached sands, looking at a covering of cinder stars against a shroud. Space breathes, night sky flickers and is deep. Old roads go back to me somehow, especially this dead one shadowed in an absence of streetlight, and the pure shore, the starry sky, the edge of nothing, ocean constantly exhaling and calling out. If I get up from the sand, will I drop up? Over wise, we all go down, down, down and clash land. Whatever way, I am strong. I am made of wet sand. Thanks for listening.
Gurmila Margaret, Phil. Out of darkness can come something very beautiful. Gurmila Margaret.
Thanks very much.
Next up is your neighbour, Cedric.
So this one, I initially wrote it in French, réussite. So translate it's success, and it was inspired by by a song that I was listening to, some rapper who was basically making quite a bit of noise in their basically in the verses that were very good and that I just decided to write on. You know the drill. Réussite. On attend de toi une attitude qui correspond à la latitude. C'est par ça qu'on te donne de l'altitude. Puis on te vomit quand t'as pas l'attitude de la latitude. Alors que ça ne vient qu'avec la culture, au-delà de l'habitude. On s'en fout de ta détresse, on te redresse, on te polisse, on te polie, comme si on t'avait trouvé avec l'habit troué. Donc, t'avales ton ego. La crème de la crème, on le devient avec l'habitude de l'habitude. Mais ne t'y trompe pas, ton temps est compté, parce que l'habitude, quand t'es bien vêtu, n'est pas bien né. Success. Expected from you is a light that matches the height. It will dictate the height of your flight. Then you are chewed out when you don't exhibit the might and stature only gained from culture. There is no care if you are distressed. You are a thing to be redressed, polished into a new life after being discarded. Swallow your pride with large gulps. The cream of the crop is shrewd, from the people skewed, taught from being screwed. But make no mistakes, your time is scarce and borrowed. If looks kill, you will die early from being well dressed, but on the wrong side of the road.
Beautiful. Bhriain Margaret, Bhriain Margaret. Anywhere? Let's roll down. Cool. Patricia Walsh.
Thank you. Just so one doesn't have a title. I just go anyway. This is a clean affair. Coughing up your lungs, leading to tar and other chemicals. Closing time relaxes sprightly gait. Home closing in on heartless comforts. Form falling function at ecstasy supreme. So many vacant seats, so little time. Mere loneliness is loose upon the world. Laying aside anger for more apposite time. Heartfelt rejection needing no excuse. Heating debates where none existed. Your cursed from birth offspring, a singular mess, not to be had around the sake of peace. Samey efforts, dotting the same scripts. Stretch over 3 days, a spyware joy, a detective privately mulling the massacre. A vacant satisfaction comes forth shining. God alone knows what the story is, foregone. Marriage of fake minds, upset impediments, burning on their own importance, an aortic mix, spilled on the cafe floor in plain sight. Busting guts to keep the family sweet, coming to naught, even in the crowded church, glassing oneself to remind why you stopped caring, partly feasting on various innards, nicely association with deserving kinds. Conscientiously forgotten, a cheap gimcrack, the nutty associated wanted by no one. Karma cheated by one fell swoop, checking on an awful life, subtly permitting, allowing for insanity over one's own life. Liberated to be depressed, kicked forth on grave, guts in plain sight harried by the crows. Drinking in silence, harder case allowing, relaxing satiety, a singular joke, classic rot being the new tobacco. Thank you.
Good Margaret, Patricia. Next up we have Roxanne.
So that's in French, because I didn't have anything recent. And that's something that I wrote around 4 years ago, this time, when I discovered for the first time the Mardai Quoque. And it's called Narnia, because it was an evening like this with fog, and I walked to the Mardak walk, and there was this lamp, and it looked like Narnia, exactly when she comes into the... So it's supposed to be a discussion, an imaginary discussion, but I'll just read you the more explanatory, like monologue part. Il y avait du feu en moi, ce besoin d'évasion, les neurones anéantis par une discussion en 3 langues. Rajoutons le poids d'une météo qui nous enveloppait tous d'une torpeur humide sous un ciel d'un ton de cendre et prêt à exploser. Personne ne m'attendait. Pourquoi rentrer si tôt? Les murs m'ont gardé trop longtemps. Je me suis promis d'aller explorer davantage. Donc, la rivière m'a appelé. En fait, c'est simple de découvrir. Il suffit de prendre sur soi, de sortir de son brouillard, d'accepter de faire confiance pour en sortir d'abord, de ne pas se poser de questions sur la direction. La musique a repris le dessus, toujours les mêmes airs. La mémoire est sélective. Un panneau propriété privée décourage les promeneurs. Une barrière, un portail à l'arche de pierre stricte. Tant pis, je passe mon chemin. Un pont aux couleurs exotiques. Je regarde ces arbres qui se dressent, et puis soudain, une silhouette apparaît et disparaît. Mais alors, c'est accessible. Retour sur mes pas, je rentre dans un monde de silence. Le chemin n'est pas viable pour les véhicules à moteur. Ici sont rois, marcheurs, joggeurs, cyclistes, chiens et oiseaux. La rivière règne, elle prend vie, elle s'échappe de la ville, devient moins profonde. Troque les quais contre des berges, elle joue à cache-cache. Les arbres sont denses et c'est avec eux qu'elle danse parce qu'elle sait que dans l'autre sens, le courant l'emportera beaucoup trop loin. Moi, j'avance doucement, souriant à ces gens que je croise. La pénombre s'installe, le jour peine à traverser le feuillage. Quand tout à coup, un halo orangé se laisse apercevoir. Il est fourbe lui aussi. Enlacé dans le berceau des branches qui l'entourent, il ne cherche pas à être un repère. D'ailleurs, au fur et à mesure de ma progression, ses frères ne sont pas tous allumés. Je pense qu'ils savent que c'est peine perdue. Mais ceux qui le sont deviennent un clin d'œil rappelant qu'ici, la nature nous protège temporairement du monde. Alors, au diable l'heure, je continue. Nous verrons au retour quelles nouvelles ampoules décoreront mes pieds. Et là, la revoilà. Elle a retrouvé sa fougue. Il suffit d'un glissement de niveau, de quelques rochers, pour qu'elle prenne son élan, rugisse. Elle dompte ceux qui essayent de l'arrêter, insaisissable et fuyante. Thank you.
Gurb Mila Margaret Roxanne. Next up, we have the fabulously talented Alexandra Toth from Winnipeg.
So the poem that I'm about to read may be a sensitive topic to those who have or ever had pets or may have experienced the loss of a pet. So last week, me and my parents found out from my grandma that our dog, she wasn't technically our dog, but she was my grandma's dog, and we've seen her throughout the years every single summer whenever we went to Hungary. And we were the ones that got her as a puppy from my grandma. So it was a bit of a sad loss for all of us. There were a lot of tears at it, but I took it in a way that I straight away started writing a poem. That's kind of the way that I took it after bawling and crying. But this is the poem about the female dog and her now son who was left alone, basically. So this poem is called The Circle of Life. My beautiful angel, I watched you throughout the years, growing from a little pup into a beauty. Your presence was a blessing to my grandmother. You were her friend, the one who eased her loneliness. To that, I am grateful. You were our family whenever we came to visit our homeland. You remembered us, never forgot our smell nor our touch. I watched you become a mother, the protector of a little snowball. You are so young, but you were a blessing of a mother. You raised him to be strong and kind. He turned out to be all that and much more. His emotional intelligence was beyond predictable. He outgrew you by far, now becoming the protector of both you and my grandma. But your time amongst the living fauna came to an end, becoming one with the earth again, the circle of life. Fly high, my angel, and guide me with the light of your paws. For you will be missed by us all, remembered through memories and the miracle of photographs. But your boy, he lost a mother, a protector, a friend. A joyful snowball, now weeping in nightly howls, calling out to his mother, his lifelong companion. How will he live without her? With the mother who was by his side from the moment of his first breath till the moment of her last breath. Will he still be there when we come back to our homeland, or will he fall from sorrow and drown in his cries and tears?
Really Margaret Alexandra, Jesus, I'm not well after that. Beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. I know you did, thank you. Next up is Suplu.
Thanks very much. Thanks for everybody's poem stuff. So I dug out an older piece, which is actually a 5-word poem from. Well, it kind of fits the season. The feel of the poem does. So I'm not going to tell you the 5 words. You can figure them out. Haunting. The moon hung low in the sky like a grapefruit, and the elders hung heavy with berries black. The day had been burning us, haunting with heat, and the wine rose red to our heads now. Dark blue the sky grew as the moon rose higher over the silhouette trees, casting silver shadows. When an eldritch scream flew across the quiet land, from the ruins by the river, piercing our peace. Chills ran swirling down the helix of our spines, consumed by the ghost of the heavy sweet wine. Something squealed like a pig in the shadows of night, forced into the abattoir, shoehorned to its fate, and haunted by the elder moon with the fever of sunstroke. Our dizzy minds could not help but follow the eerie call.
We're going to jump online to Massimo. He's ready to go. Good.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Excuse me. Dreams, although I'm always interrupted. Things happen out of sequence, but always in conjunction. I decipher my dreams with what my waking eyes have seen. With no interpretation from a book of feel, I'm still real and still choose. I may fly, I may fall, or accept or refuse. With the power to fight, the power to run, to win, and to lose. Sometimes I wonder if my dreams come as messages. The less intercepting signals, the better the reception is. Or maybe it's not just the reception, but receptiveness. To unpack the long day a long life has left me with. I wake in a cold sweat from fears I don't recollect. But when I cross over between worlds, I'm still perplexed. As I recall the world I've left, I wake up to the world that's next. So I raise my head up from the pillows where I slept and shake off. I face the day with leaps and bounds, small steps and deep breaths until it's time to rest again in peace, then resurrect. They say the afterlife is 1,000 years of dreams. But who can say in sleep time how long 1,000 years? That seemed like 9 lifetimes. And one lifetime, I couldn't dream in endless night times. They say in this world, I must believe in what I see. But when my eyes are closed, when I am awake, I seem to only want what I can see. But in my dreams, what I want is what I try to be. When awake, having faith is believing and not seeing. But when I dream, what I believe in is my state of being. That doesn't mean that life's a dream and I should keep on sleeping. State of dreaming. I may never die in my dreams, but I'm always interrupted. Things happen out of sequence, but always in conjunction. Beautiful or comforting. But without the dreamer being real, they are nothing. Peace. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, Massimo. Brilliant, Margaret. Moving on, we have.
Thanks so much. I plan to say something else entirely, but I'm still shook by Alexandra's poem. As someone, who has grieved the death of my dog since the moment he arrived into my hands as a pup, and he's 10 now, so he's still hopefully has some years left in him. But one thing that gives me solace is the mythology of South America, where in their mythology of the land of the dead, one of the first steps is to go through the land of the dogs, which is there's this great big river separating you from the land of the dead, and the only way you're getting across is with a dog guide. So a dog that you have loved in life or have shown kindness to, and they're going to be the ones who step you on your journey to the land of the dead. So it's so lovely, isn't it? Yeah, we're just... Yeah, but on to the poem. Ode to teachers, but really it's an ode to, you know, all those people who you have maybe brief interactions with who like epically affect your life, and you're thinking of them years later and they don't know about it. And I'm sure all of you are that person for somebody else. So this poem is really for you.
Not far from Ciara.
To Mrs. Brown, my 5th year biology teacher. Actually don't know if her name is Mrs. Brown. I can't remember her name, but we'll call her Mrs. Brown. I still remember how you would burst into a drowsy classroom with mud on your boots and hands full of ferns, so fresh they dripped spiders and dew. You told us to trace our fingertips along the sporangium underneath a leaf, and explained how each tiny spore would sail on rain and find its own way to new soil, where it would grow strong despite the struggle. Even the girls who smacked chewing gum, wore makeup, and rolled their skirts into belts listened when you demonstrated how to hold the scalpel and carefully slice through the layers of sclera, choroid, nerves, and ligaments into the thick jelly of a cow's eye, explaining that vision occurs in the brain, whereas the eye is an organ of innocent parts, incapable of casting judgment. You were my teacher for a single year, before Mom moved me to a new school. I swapped my uniform for jeans, traded the sneers of girls I'd known since Montessori, from the empty smiles of almost women and an ache for oblivious teenage boys. Just 1 year, but still, whenever I study, I see mud splatters and dewdrops on the page, the structure of the eye, the life cycle of the fern. Thank you.
Good Lauren. Next up, we've Ciara McCartan.
The empty room. I only wish to speak when the room is empty, so that I'll have a direct line to the thought police and say, hello, thought police, here are my thoughts today. Could you verify them for me? Channel the multi-dimensional swirl of color and noise, the playing field, negotiation table, kitchen, temple, study. Could you gently caress my thoughts and passions, alter their direction to make them servants to your cause? Such is my faith in your teachings and ambitions, that I can think of no greater course of action, no more noble path, than to surrender my instincts for navigation to your grand design. I only wish to speak when the room is empty, and if the room isn't empty, I'll take my empty room for a walk, bring it on the bus with me, and examine its paintwork. Manage the detail of my assigned corner so that it appears to be a platform. I'll arrange the stage with style. Orate in the way of the conscious and awake, free of thought and purpose, while willfully unconscious. I will give to you my consciousness for a free pass into the realm of the righteous. I will liberate myself from the responsibility to discern righteousness from the many other paths that can collectively be referred to as the wrong.
I will hope only for praise, shallow stimulation, and a massage for my ego. I will entrust you to decipher for me the difference between underweight and overweight, the funny and the unwanted, the safe from the unsafe, the amicable from the contrary, the terrorist from the freedom fighter, war from genocide. I will give this power to you because I trust you and it is easy. I only wish to speak when the room is empty, for in an empty room nobody can hear me come to terms with the slow dripping reality that this may be all that it ever is. That if I don't give these thoughts to you, they'll just bounce around my head and remind me of the apology I ought to have made but didn't, the responsibility that was mine to shoulder, that I buried beneath a light pile of tobacco, rolled up and smoked away. Will make me revisit that which I swore never again to touch, and bring me face to face with the cold Tuesday morning reality of my existence and demand answers to questions of self-worth and satisfaction, and force me to acknowledge that even though I don't trust you, I would much rather pretend to than admit that I trust you more than me. Thank you.
Really Margaret, Ciaran. Next up, we have another Ciaran Shanahan. Yeah.
Thanks. I haven't performed in a while without a bag over my head and screaming. But I'll get back into poetry. So this is called The Bread Grows Mold. And the bread grows mold where the eyes can't see. Can I be critical when I fall, or just sit in the silence? And the bread grows mold where the eyes can't see. Can I be sad and cry and shy away? And the bread grows mold where the eyes can't see. Can I fall so far that you hate me, and that you lost faith in me? Don't deserve to be that bother anymore. And the bed grows mold where the eyes can't see. Scratch away at the epiphany. It in return scratches my soul. Bones have crumbled beneath me, lost, bespoken. Yet have I misspoken. For the bread grows mold where the eyes can't see. Thank you.
Bhriain Margaret, Ciaran. Our penultimate poet this evening is Seamus Harrington. 5-year-old Seamus.
Thanks, Julie. Hard to believe I wrecked another computer. Yeah, the people with Apple Macs can smile. Free downloads. They have altered my application, activated my archives, booted my browser, buried my broadband, bookmarked my bits, connected my console, captured my cartridge, clicked on my cookies, commandeered my cursor, dropped down my devices, delved in my downloads, documented my data, dragged out my driver, displayed my desktop, crashed, erased my errata, encrypted my emails, fancied my favorites, fumbled my floppy. What? Fragmented my fonts, firewalled my folders, gorged on my gigabytes, grouped up my game ports, hijacked my hardware, hacked at my hyperlink, hung out my homepage, hosted my hard drive, inserted my icon, interrupted my intranet, jellied my Java, jumpered my jack plug, keystroked my kernel, kneaded my knickknacks, logged on my laptop, labeled my language, massaged my poor mouse, merged what? Merged with my modem, minimized my monitor, muddled my memory, memorized my moniker, negated my network, networked my nonsense, opened my outputs, outsourced my options, plagiarized my process, programmed my printer, punctured my pop-ups, partitioned my password, queried my QWERTY, questioned my query, quoted my quandary, raided my right-click, recycled my registry, selected my software, sampled my startup, serviced my smart drive, scheduled my scanner, sentenced my shortcuts, trespassed my trackball, trojaned my toolbar, uncovered my uploads, underlined my undo, violated my version, vetoed my vectors, vented my volumes, warned my window, winkled my wizard, X-rated my excerpts, yawned at my yarns, zeroed my zip drive. Thank you.
Well done, Seamus. Gurmina Mahagat. So we're going to welcome up Rab, who's our last poet on the open mic.
So it was back in 2009, I was on the bus down from Belfast, and the bus stopped at this flyover. There was a guard car there, and the guards got on the bus. You know, the bus driver stopped and they opened the doors in the car. And it was interesting, like, you know, they didn't even look at me because I'm a white guy. They went to everybody who was brown. Have you got passports? You know, this is what they were doing. It's like grand job. So anyway, we got into Dublin, and it's all Ireland night in Dublin town. There's no train, there's no bus. So I got to wait around, sitting on the steps at Connolly Street Garda station. Are you homeless? No, I'm waiting for a bus. Are you homeless? I asked the man, with shoes but no socks. And he says, homeless, yeah, they spiked my drink. When I woke up the next day, I didn't know what to think. They took my cash and my passport, dude, and fucked if I know what I'm going to do. I gave him a fag, and the glowing red coal seems to warm his soul. Now he sleeps on pavement hard concrete with donated blanket for pillow and sheet.
Gurmina Mahagat, Rab. A huge thank you to everyone who took part in the 5-word challenge. It was spectacular. Gurmila Mahagat Bhriain, can we give a whoop whoop for Kearney A agus Máire Bhriain, Gurmila Mahagat. To our fabulous friends online for their contributions, and to everyone on the open mic, to Paul, of course, Gurmila Mahagat. Those of you who don't have to get up at 6 a.m. are going to Maine's Wine Bar, you lucky fuckers. Okay, so enjoy. Gurmila Mahagat, Iha. That was great.
Giving us before the deadline.
Yeah.